My name is Robert James Algeo, and I'm an adjunct instructor at the Minneapolis College of Art and Design. So my one weird trick is when talking to my students about comic book storytelling, I have everyone sit down and I project a three-dimensional map of influences between different comic creators. It sort of forces students to get away from writing about the way they think about comics and visualizing the way they relate different comics to one another. You have your three axes, your X, Y, and Z axes for depth. So the students will help me build that model by mapping out where different comics belong on different axes of traits or characteristics. Let's say, for example, Superman. We might have an axis. Where does it rate in terms of genre? Is it high genre example, or is it more of like a dramatic comic? Then we'll look at the artwork and say, well, is this abstract artwork or representational artwork? Maybe that's your y-axis. Is the tone of the story, is it ironic or sincere? We'll pick these different axes and map them, and we start to see how close are certain comics to one another. You might see, well, the Superman comic is actually pretty close to your Love and Rockets comic in terms of the representational nature of the artwork, but they're really far apart in terms of the style of storytelling. And it allows us to find similarities between works that maybe we would not have seen similarities between before. Because I think sometimes what happens is students tend to find stuff they like, find other comics that they like, and ignore things that they think on the surface don't relate to their interests. But when we try to take those ideas, map them out, we start to see there are these clusters of similar interests, and it sort of exposes students to new ways of interpreting what's actually happening inside that artwork.